Tana Mojo, 11 days after iDubbbz dropped a content cop on her, has decided to apologize. So far, the fan reaction has not been very good. As you can see, it's gotten a lot more dislikes than likes, but more importantly, it looks like she's lost a lot of subscribers. After a little bit more than a day, she's lost about 20,000 subscribers. Compare that to the first 2 days after Ian dropped the content cop, in which she lost only about 12,500 subscribers. So it looks like her apology video has actually hurt her more than it's helped her. However, there are some things that she got right in this video, and it could have been a lot worse. Why has this video made her situation worse, not better? Well, in my previous video on Tana, I told her that she should probably avoid apologizing too much over using the N-word. And in fact, she ends up spending the first 7 minutes or so apologizing for using the N-word. I think that most people are not upset because she used the N-word. Some are upset because she criticized iDubbbz for using the N-word when she's used it herself. But I think most people are more upset because she exaggerates and lies in her storytime videos. I said in my first video on Tana and iDubbbz that she most likely was not telling the truth when she said she didn't know the N-word was an offensive racial slur when she was 17 or 13, because she'd have to be extremely sheltered not to know that. It turns out I was right, and she admits that in this new video.
So basically, long story short, there are a few videos of me as a freshman in high school calling my best friend Amari, who is black, the N-word, and he's filming me. And while I've apologized for those before, I look back to my apologies in the past and I'm so fucking ashamed of them. They are so half-ass and bad, and they're literally just straight lies. I know that there's this one video of me where I literally come on Snapchat and say, hey, I know that there's videos of me saying the N-word. Well, Mac Miller says it and I thought it meant homie or friend. I'm sorry. We all grow. We all learn. I made a mistake. Bye. And I watch that video now and I cringe so fucking hard at how much of a fucking lying, stupid idiot I was. I just want to say, first and foremost, to everybody asking me this question, they're like, why would you say you thought it meant homie or friend if in the video you were saying it in a derogatory way? I said I thought it meant homie or friend because I was a fucking idiot. Those videos started to go viral and surface everywhere, and honestly, I was terrified. The first time they ever surfaced, I was so scared and so fucking terrified of anybody thinking that I was a racist that I pushed it under the rug. I said that I thought it meant homie or friend because I wanted to make it seem like less of a big deal because I was so scared. And I realize now how much easier it would have just been at that time to come on and say, hey, when I was filming those videos, I was an ignorant teenager who thought it would be shocking and funny to call my black friend the N-word while he filmed it, and all of our friends thought it was so shocking and so funny and we thought it was a joke, and I thought it would be easier to pacify everything and just come on Snapchat and pretend like I had no idea what it meant. Of course I knew what it meant. My friend was black and all of my friends thought it was so funny to say like slurs to him and stupid shit because it was shocking and funny. And then I grew up and I learned the pain behind that word and the depth behind that word and the history behind that word, and I knew it was wrong and I was ashamed of my past, and I thought that it was easier to just pretend like I had no idea.
In my previous video on Tana Mojo, I did say that she should apologize to iDubbbz, and she actually does apologize to iDubbbz. So that's one of the things that she actually got right in this video. She apologizes to iDubbbz for calling him out for using the N-word when she was a hypocrite about it. She also apologizes for saying that she wanted him to kill himself and that she wanted him to break both his legs. She also apologizes about exaggerating the story time about him, and apologizes for saying that he more or less had her in a headlock, although she doesn't apologize for saying that he tried to grab onto her when she didn't. In a way, I think Tana Mojo got lucky because she could actually apologize to iDubbbz. When iDubbbz made a content cop about Leafy, Leafy could not apologize to iDubbbz because Leafy really didn't do anything to iDubbbz. In this case, since Tana did lie about iDubbbz, Tana could apologize. And while I did say that Tana should apologize to iDubbbz, I also said that Tana should apologize to all the other people that she's lied about in her story times. Instead, Tana wants us to believe that this is basically the only time she's ever lied in a story time. Tana does stress, however, that she does not want to lose credibility.
before I run to the camera or before I run to Twitter. I need to reflect more. I need to think about what I'm going to say more. And I need to make sure it's not going to affect another person's life. I don't want to rely on being over dramatic to make good content. I don't need that. I genuinely can be funny without being over dramatic, without being exaggerative or any of those things. I don't want to lose my credibility. I don't want people to look at me like I'm a liar. So I need to work on thinking and reflecting to make sure that everything I say is completely factual and genuine.
The problem is, Tana is still not always factual and genuine, and there are many, many videos about the other lies that she's told in her videos on YouTube, and Tana doesn't address any of them. The only thing that Tana addresses is lying about saying that she didn't know what the N-word meant, and lying about the situation with iDubbbz. For Tana to act like those are the only two things she's lied about is similar to when a fake prank channel gets caught for making a fake prank, and they claim that that's the only time they ever made a fake prank. The reason why iDubbbz tried to get Tana to say the N-word is because he knew that she would make a story time about it in which she embellished and exaggerated, because he's also seen other videos in which she has embellished and exaggerated things. There are many, many examples of this. One example is when she lied to John Cuckian about just how secure one of her apartments are. John made a video about how easy it was to get past Tana's security and get to her apartment after she told him on YouNow that this was basically impossible with all the security.
I've had someone infiltrate her old property and get all the way to her room without any security.
It's a really high security place.
Alright, so this is where Tana used to live.
You would roll up to a gate and there would be a box sitting there and a guard.
So this is where she said the first officer is.
And so on the box, you would have to scroll down to my name and press call.
She says she's still paying the rent, so I mean, I guess she would be on your...
Up to the guard gate, have to tell, or the guard person, tell them who you are, show your ID, why you're here, all this kind of stuff.
Don't you love the security guard at the first gate? So nice, wow.
So nice.
Can't call her, so we're gonna find another way into the things. I mean, I guess we could wait for someone to let us in, but there's an easier way. This gate is open every day until I think 6 p.m. So even if you don't live here, you can still come into here. Such high security, wow.
All these separate buildings, but the guard only lets you into a certain building, which is the one of where you're going.
You go to any building you want to. There's no security guard that takes you to a certain building.
There's another guard and another call box with a door.
So she wasn't lying when she said there's a little room with the call box, but she was lying about the security guard. Once again, is there a guard here? No.
And the door is locked. And then at the door, you have to call me on the call box again, state why you're here. I buzz you in.
This door is open from the back. Okay, so we're in here now. Is there a security guard next to the elevator taking us to a floor? No.
And I only buzz you in for a certain amount of time.
Is there a security guard in the elevator?
It's not even a thing. Then you get in the elevator, and you're only permitted to the floor that I live on. Then
Well, let's just go to every floor, though. Let's see.
But let's try
3,
this.
4.
Even though it was super, super high security.
and if you don't leave in a certain amount of time, the 24/7 security comes and finds you and asks why you haven't left, okay?
So here we are. No security guard. So secure. So this is where we first were at the call box right there.
So I think that one of the reasons why Tana Mojo's apology so far has backfired on her is that, as this one comment says, she didn't own up to everything. She mostly just owned up to the iDubbbz situation, knowing that iDubbbz is the one who seems to have the power to really damage people's channels. She knows that someone like John Cuckian can't really damage her channel. Neither can pretty much anyone else on YouTube. Except for me, of course. I'm sure that she's scared of my channel. However, I do think that her apology would have been a lot more effective if she actually did own up to at least some of the other things that she has lied about. And if you like and subscribe, maybe someday Tana will be afraid of my channel. Or maybe not, but it still makes you an awesome person if you like and subscribe.